Okay. Well, let's just dive right on in. Hello, everyone, and good evening, good morning, God bless, however you feel. My name is Marshawn Redmond. I'm a part of the community outreach. I'm a community outreach specialist here at Whitman Walker, and I'm also a part of the Mobile Health Initiative. The Mobile Health Initiative is a new initiative. It's a new grant we just received, and it pretty much just meets the people where they are. So we go around the community on our mobile van and test at different organizations, or if you need anything, we pretty much can meet you there. So I know you're like, what is he doing on here with this shiny jacket and this top hat? Well, let me tell you. My purpose here today is to bring more knowledge around HIV and STIs while also eliminating the stigma around it all. I know you're like, what is HIV and what's the STI? So let's just do like a quick little vocabulary check. What is HIV? HIV is the human immunodeficiency virus. It attacks your immune system. And you have to have, I know a lot of people confuse it with AIDS, but you have to have HIV first before it can progress into AIDS. Transmission of HIV occurs through bodily fluids such as blood, semen, and vaginal secretions, rectal secretions, and breast milk. Fluids like saliva or tears, you cannot contract HIV from such. Those are just myths. It has to be bodily fluids. HIV is not curable, although it's treatable. Through antiretroviral medication, you can suppress the virus in your body and achieve an undetectable status, which pretty much means that there are fewer copies in your body and you can no longer transmit the virus. And we'll talk a little bit more about being undetectable in you because you at the end of my segment. Next, we'll talk about STIs. I know people used to call them STDs, but we've transitioned to STIs, which is a sexually transmitted infection. Some of the few are chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis and herpes. STIs can also be transmitted through bodily fluids, similar to how HIV can be transmitted. However, it cannot be transmitted by skin-to-skin contact, which a lot of people kind of confuse because they feel like if you touch someone, you can contract something from them, which is not the case. Most STIs are curable. The only one that isn't curable is syphilis and herpes, although it is treatable. You can get cured for chlamydia and gonorrhea, although there's no cure for syphilis and herpes. Next, we'll talk about PEP. So PEP is post-exposure prophylaxis. It's sometimes compared to birth control, the morning after pill that women take. But PEP is post-exposure prophylaxis, like I said. So if you ever feel as if you come into contact with someone that's positive, or let's say they told you, an hour or so after you had your sexual encounter with them, you have 72 hours to begin PEP, and it's a 28-day regimen you take, and it pretty much just eliminates the virus completely out of your body. Next, we'll talk about PrEP, and PrEP is pre-exposure prophylaxis. So in simpler terms, it's compared to like birth control for women. PrEP is a daily pill you take which prevents you from contracting HIV. And I know I mentioned STDs before this, although PrEP does not protect you from contracting STDs. It only protects you from contracting HIV. We recommend you, of course, using condoms and getting tested regularly while on your PrEP, because PrEP is just additional tool to add to your tool belt of safe sex practices. Another thing while we're discussing testing, regular screening is also something else that I want to mention. We suggest every 3 to 6 months for your HIV test, just because there is a window period. It's not like, if you had a sexual encounter last night, it's going to show on the test today. There's actually a 3-month window period for our third generational test. We also have a fourth generational HIV test, which is a blood draw, and it has a shorter window period of 2 weeks. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let's actually get into some questions. So we had a poll online. If I can find my question sheet. We had a poll online. Oh, found it. And we asked you guys 3 questions. I know a few of you may have missed it, but here they go. So our first question is, if a person living with HIV is undetectable, it means that they A, cannot transmit HIV through condomless sex, B, might transmit HIV through condomless sex, or C, will transmit HIV through condomless sex. So if you have the answer, you can write it and type it out. You can just type out the letter A, B, or C. And I'll say it one more time. A is cannot transmit HIV through condomless sex. B, might transmit HIV through condomless sex. And C, will transmit HIV through condomless sex. So I'll give you guys just a few moments just to, think about what you think the answer is, and I'll allow you to type it out. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to type them out and interrupt me at any given point, and I will be sure to answer them. Once again, the question is, if a person living with HIV is undetectable, it means that they can A, B, or C. What was the question? Okay, I just said it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and give you guys the answer because I see a few of you are maybe stuck. The correct answer is A, cannot transmit HIV through condomless sex. Once again, like I stated when I was defining HIV can only be transmitted through bodily fluids. Oh, thank you. A touch of Tule. You guessed the correct answer. Yay. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So I brought up PrEP and PEP previously. So now we're going to just discuss another preventative method, treatment as prevention. So treatment as prevention is, of course, using PrEP, getting tested, using condoms, discussing your sexual history with your partners, discussing statuses with your partners, discussing when your partner last got tested. Those are just easy questions that you can ask your partners before you engage in sexual activity with them. U equals U. U equals U. And I do understand that can be hard for some, which is completely understandable. But U equals U is a campaign bringing more awareness to individuals who are positive, and through their antiretroviral medication, they have achieved the undetectable status. So the first U is undetectable, the second U is untransmittable. So U equals U. And it, like I said, it's just bringing more awareness and highlighting individuals who've achieved the undetectable status. Any questions, anyone? And okay. And once again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me at any given time. But we'll go to our second question. Being on PrEP can protect us against A, HIV and other STIs, B, HIV only, and C, STIs other than HIV. So this is just like a quick little pop quiz. I gave you the definition of PrEP earlier, and I'll restate the question once again. Being on PrEP can protect against A, HIV and other STIs, B, HIV only, and C, STIs other than HIV. U because U refers to all modes of transmissions. No, U because U only refers to HIV. And for you to contract HIV, you have to have sex. Okay. B. That's correct, Sasha Tierra. Being on PrEP can protect you from HIV only. It does not protect you against other STIs, like I mentioned previously. It only protects you from contracting HIV. I thought through breast milk too. You can contract HIV through breast milk, bodily fluids. The only bodily fluid is breast milk and blood. Like I said, you cannot contract HIV through semen and tears, or from holding someone's hand, or from touching someone, as I mentioned. And while I'm discussing regular screening, I'll also let you know that Whitman Walker offers free and confidential HIV and STI testing Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. through 4:30 p.m. If you are experiencing symptoms or you have come into contact with someone who has been exposed, you can come to our evening clinic Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4:30. Well, first you have to come and get a number before then. But our evening clinic it starts at 4:30. Any questions, anyone? Do you guys have any questions in the room that you may want to ask? No? Okay. And so I'll go to our last question. Within what time frame does PEP need to be started? A, 24 hours, 1 day. B, 48 hours, which is 2 days. Or C, 72 hours, 3 days. And I'll allow you guys to think about it, and you can just type out your answers in the comments. Yes, C is the correct answer. 72 hours, which is 3 days. There's a 72-hour window for beginning the PEP regimen. If you miss that gap, you won't be able to start PEP. And PEP is also something that we offer here at Whitman Walker alongside with PrEP. And if you had any questions about it, you can always, write us on the chat, send us a DM, or stop on in at our office. And just for a better understanding, U equals U is it's only for sex. Only for sex. U equals U is campaign only for sex and individuals who have achieved the undetectable status through antiretroviral therapy. Could I explain HIV transmission again? Of course I can. Like I stated, transmission only occurs through bodily fluids with the individual who has semen. Okay, gotcha. HIV only occurs through the exchange of bodily fluids such as blood, semen, vaginal secretion, rectal secretions, and breast milk. Once again, you cannot contract HIV through saliva and tears. It's only transmitted through blood, semen, vaginal secretion, rectal secretion, and breast milk. Does anyone have any questions for me? You're welcome. And once again, You, because you only refers to HIV and sex. It doesn't refer to anything other than that. And once again, it's a campaign to bring more awareness around individuals who've achieved the undetectable status through their antiretroviral therapy. Yes, women can take PrEP and PEP. It's not gender restricted. Any gender can take it regardless of your sexual preferences. And you're welcome. And you guys, thank you for your questions in this room. I really appreciate it. I really do. You guys have been great. And I must give you guys more information. So if you had any questions about the different services we offer here, you can refer to our website at whitmanwalker.org/HIV STI testing, and we'll have all the answers to your questions. Or if you still feel like your question has been answered, feel free to call us at the number on the website. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And once again, thank you.